guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Heather. I'm a queer author of dark fantasy and young adult paranormal. This is my channel where I document my reading and writing journey, and today I wanted to talk to you about what I currently have out from the library and what is on the holds I have for the library. I saw this video recently crop up in my subscription feed, mainly from Amiee Reads, but I then went down the rabbit hole of a whole bunch of other people doing them. So as much as I have my own books to read, there are also books that have come out more recently that I would like to read, and also books that I can't get hold of but I have seen booktube that I really wanted to read. So let's dive right into them. I'll go with the books I physically have out from the library first. It's Crystal Sutherland's House of Hollow, which is a young adult sort of speculative horror which follows Iris, Hollow and her two older sisters, and as children they disappeared on a Scottish street only to return months later with no memory of what had happened to them. Their eyes were eyes were now black and their dark hair was now white, and as they grew older, odd and eerie occurrences seemed to follow them in their wake. People find them disturbingly intoxicating, unbearably beautifully and inceptibly dangerous. So I also loved this cover, which is just, I don't know, there we go, don't know if I can do it justice. So it's just a beautiful face of a girl covered and with flowers going through it. It's also a beautiful cover. I then also have Darcy Little Badger's El Twisty, which is her debut, and it's a speculative own voices First Nations story of basically imagine a America where you're very similar to your own. You've got homework best friends and pistachio ice cream. The only difference is this is shaped dramatically by magic, monsters, knowledge and the legends of its people, those indigenous and those not. So I know that there is someone who is killed, a cousin that is killed, and our main character wants to unearth what has happened to them. Those are the two books I physically have out from the library. I also have an audiobook out currently, and that is An Even Crueler Kingdom by Rin Chapeko, which I'll put here, which is the second book in the Never to Wishing World duology. So that's the next book I'll get to on my audiobook. So I am fortunate to have access to Libby and Borrow Books. So now I'll go through the holds I have on both of those. So my Libby holds, I have an audiobooks of The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, which is a military fantasy that follows events similar to The Rape of Nanjing, where we follow a young girl who trains and gets into an elite military academy, and it's magical as well. Then I have Girl A by Abigail Dean, which is a new psychological thriller, which is quite interesting. I also have an ebook on hold, which is Leave the World Behind, which is, don't remember the author, but I'll put them all up here so you can see, and that is a sort of dystopian thing where a family hires a B&B, and then they get out in the countryside, and they get a knock on the door, and it turns out to be the owners of the house. Apparently something has kicked off, or there's an apocalypse that's happening and they didn't know where else to go, so they ask if they can stay with them because they didn't know where else to go. Borrow books, I have audiobooks of Plain Bad Heroines, which is a sapphic story by Emily M. Danforth. It follows a boarding school, and a girl was murdered in it and then closed down the school in like the 1920s, and then in modern times they go back to the school even though they say it's haunted, do a movie production of what happened then. I also have ebooks waiting on Borrow Books, which is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joe Hahn. I don't know much about it, everyone's been recommending it to me, so I jumped on the hold for that. And then I have Witches Steeped in Gold, believe her name is Shannon, from what I've been able to ascertain. Yeah, Shannon Smart. And this is Trust No Witch. She's in a cell, and there's two witches, one motivation, and a very untrusty alliance. And so they're the ebooks. I also have physical hold that will be coming into the library as the home edit which is a book on organization and cleaning. I watched the Netflix series and really enjoyed that, so just want to have a quick flip through it, see what it's all about. And The Push, which is a psychological thriller that is a woman has children and motherhood is everything she feared it was and nothing she dreamed of, and then she believes there is something wrong with her child on like a fundamental basis, in like psychologically or like morally, not medically. So they're all the books that I have on my list they're all the books I have out from my library and the books I have on hold and reservations at the library. So I would love to hear if you use the library you use your libraries for, and what app you like if you have access to their digital collection. And until then, let's use our voices to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and goodbye!